Hello, and welcome back to another tutorial in camera and lens repair. And this I will actually continue with the part 2 of the Nikkormat FT, which there are maybe broken parts. Well, I'm not sure. I think there's something really stuck in here. So I take a sneak peek and actually take this this part off here, the whole winder section gear, and I will do it again because I found out that this gear wheel on the axle, I mean underneath here, you see, maybe see there's no, come on, autofocus. There are some corroded green stuff, which actually tells me that there could be some, not rust, but some stuck, corroding in here. The beak wheel here, the beak gear wheel here can actually work. We can move, but this one, there's nothing. So I will disassemble this whole section and take all the layers here, we can see down here, and take out the 3 screws that hold the gear plate. It sits with 1 screw here, down here, and the last one is here. As I see it, remember, before you take it apart, is actually to set a mark. Oh, here we got it. Set a mark here somewhere, and on one of the gear wheel teeth right here, so you have a kind of a alignment of where the gear wheel sits before you take it apart. And I also set something up here on this, so there are 2 marks in line, which will make it possible for me to actually put the things back in again. The repair manual, as I have it, does not tell much about how to actually get put the gear wheel in and align them in a way, so one has to do it myself. Now, to get all the layers of parts here, there is a tiny pin that sits here. Actually, it sits here. So by pushing it out gently and with a tweezer, take it out. It's tiny, so put it aside and put them in a in a row so you can actually know where they sit. So first the little roller, and next the brass plate. Remember how it's facing, not this direction. So there. The next lever, the next layer is also a plate with a pin, which you can see here, and there's nothing really underneath. The surface is flat, so it's only the pin that sticks out. Next level just a brass plate and the dented part here, which we also need. Remember how it should face and not the opposite direction. Sit like this. There's nothing underneath, it's just the same. Put them in. Now, the next thing is that there is a spring here well, there's actually a part here. We can just leave out this one, but it's not possible yet. We need to undo the spring here from one end. So this little spring that is attached to the locking pin here, kind of. So all for that. It can be a little annoying to put in again. So now this part here is actually free, and it should be possible to hopefully lift out without any problems. So there. And it should also sit correct. I mean, you can sit it like this. No, you cannot. It will not work. So it has to sit like this. If you sit it the opposite, well, you can see the angle is different. It will just sit up here, and it of course will be wrong. So put it there. And the next layer is one with the arm and the spring. So there, pop out. And as you can see, this arm can actually move. And there is nothing you can disassemble here. It's all put together. And now there is a funny shaped part here, which I will guess without knowing it, it can only sit in one position. And yeah, we also need to do that. Oh, come on. Just would tell that it's also important to put this gear wheel in correct. And before we take it apart, I will just mention that I also set a mark here on the gear wheel and on the brass gear here. So the two are in line. So now I know exactly where it should sit. And we'll put it back in correct again. Something here, and then it comes out. It's also in one piece. I don't think it can be taken apart. No. It's just two parts that is pressed together. So it is just as it is. Put it aside. So we have all the parts here. And now we can actually come into the and see what's happened here. And unscrew the 3 screws. It should be possible to actually come into the, the error of this camera is actually the one gear wheel here, which is completely stuck. Oh, need a little bigger screwdriver. Luckily the screws are magnetic, so it will be easy to take out. So, and all the screws are the same, so nothing special there. Keep a finger on here, so it will not just pop out. And now it should be possible to lift out the whole assembly here. And and with a dented tweezer we can gently lift it out and see what's happened. So it is. And now we'll just see what this assembly have. Now there are some parts here which is not very good described in the repair manual, so and I don't know what they actually call them, because there is not really a name in the repair manual I have. Maybe someone else can tell what the different part is. Especially this one here is a kind of a half tube with a pin on that engage with some of the gear in here. I would guess so. Yeah, it must be something down here. Maybe we can see it. Yeah, down here, which it will engage with the take up reel roll. Now to the point, what's actually happened here if it cannot turn at all. Let's see if this is, it can actually move. So and just so we know where we are, I will just set a mark here with the two gear wheels here, so I know exactly where it should sit. So now I know exactly where it should sit, and maybe this part here would also move. Can this wheel be? It looks like something is really stuck. So I will also set a mark here where things should sit. Yeah, I'll just do so. Set it here, and somewhere on the one of the dent here, the teeth, so we have an idea of where we are. And there. So now we are safe home and can actually move. I mean, it will not be that much movement, but let's see if I unlock this pin here, what will happen. Okay. Seems like something is what's really going on with this. So if I move the, if I unlock the pin here, can something actually working? Nope. Yeah, it can. So what's actually stuck here? Okay. It's not that stuck. So could it be anything else? Maybe this one down here. And again, I will do the same down here, setting a a mark here somewhere, which is in line with the mark on the body in here. I already set a mark, so just so I know where it should sit. And it could be funny if we can open the camera and maybe advance the shutter. Nothing really seems to happen. Okay. And it is also possible to move the winder gear, which I could not do before. And if I do so, and probably let's see, something has happened. So we can just do it again, just to have an idea of, so I can but the shutter will not come all the way. This is not doing something. Okay. Okay, I just have to take a look at something. Hold on. Okay, I took a closer look at this, at the shutter and the winder, but nothing seems to happen. So I will just take out the whole shutter. And for that, need to unscrew those 3 screws on the bottom plate. And there's a gear bar which also looks fine in this camera, so it's not a worn out part, but maybe the shutter itself is not good. And this plate comes off. Nothing special. It has been used, of course. It's an old camera. So the bar. Oh, I should just mention that. So I have a kind of a mark where the bar should sit. So I make a mark here with the end of the cover plate here for the bar, and so it would be easier to put in and check if things are correct. Now, underneath here there are a gear wheel that is connected to the shutter assembly here underneath somewhere, and the pin at the end of the bar here is also connected to the pin here, which again is connected to the part in the mirror housing. Now, one can lift off this gear wheel, a gear bar, I think it's called, and it can be lifted out. So it is. It looks actually fine. And it's connected to the gear wheel here. And as I see it, this gear wheel have to be all the way over to closest to the winding part and not all the way over there. So it has to be there as I see it. Now, since this is off, I will simply take out the shutter itself. And to do so, there is a screw on the back here with a long screw and a nut on a spacer as I see it. And it should be possible to actually take this out and the two other screws up here. But before taking it out, I simply set tool mark up here, make two lovely scratch here and there. So I have an idea of the frame itself is actually where it should. And the shutter should also stay there. So that's my reference mark. And it has to be on both the shutter here and on this the post here. So it has to be on both of them on each side. And then it should be possible to take out. Yes. So we do so. Unscrew this screw. Maybe one need a small plier here. And I do not have a wrench that size yet. I will buy some of those, but a tweezer is also fine. So we can just unscrew this and take care of the little spacer. So put this aside, and the spacer also need to come out. Remember, there are some spacers underneath here, which you can see the brass here, and I would guess it's also up here. No, there isn't any spacers underneath here. I mean, not between the housing itself and the shutter. So this is the only place that it's a spacer. This has to come out. It must be the same in other houses. Hopefully it's a kind of a locking spacer, and out with a brass screw here. And I would guess one can just take out the brass spacer here, if it's possible. Whoa, here it is. And there's only one. So now it should be possible to unscrew the two screws here and take out the shutter. Hopefully. Yeah. The screws are short. So it is up here. I guess it's the same length, so let's see. And there are no other spacers, so okay, little fellow. So here we are. And now the shutter is actually loose and can be taken out. So it is. And this is how it looks inside the housing. Now, we are now facing the shutter itself. And there could be some errors here. I don't know yet because I haven't taken it out yet. But we'll see if it's possible to activate the shutter first curtain, I guess, and the next one. So something is actually working. So now it should be possible to actually cock the shutter again, and for that I will use my little screwdriver here and hopefully wind this one, and hopefully cock the shutter itself, and it will not, of course not. It has to be this gear wheel. So let's see if it's possible. Ooh, wow, it's pretty strong. The tension in the spring, really strong. There maybe is a way to do that without it's yeah. Okay. So, and fire the shutter. No, it was not fully cocked. So, and could it be close? So something is actually working as I see it. So what could be the error in this? So, and we can just do it again. Oh, wow, take care of fingers. There's probably a way of doing this without damaging any fingers. Yeah, it looks like it works, not fully. But maybe one can actually do this as I see it. Cock the shutter in that way. No. Only first curtain is activated, so let's see. Okay, it looks like something is not working. This is a kind of so now we have actually fired the shutter. So if I put it in again and activate the shutter, if it sits in the housing, so there, and put in the 2 screws on top, So there, and it's good we have a mark so we can align the shutter, because the holes here are actually a little bigger than the screw, so there is something to adjust. Yeah, and the other screw, just to see if I can put in the bar and cock the shutter. Oh, where did that screw went? Oh, here. So, and they sit okay. And just put in the bar. This one has to stay all the way over here. And put in this, okay. We have to set this all the way over here. And so, could be interesting to see if it's the arrow or something has been stuck. Or maybe some dirt has been in the shutter. It could be. Now it should be possible to cock the shutter by doing so. Yeah, the curtain is actually moving, but it goes down. So why? Okay. So maybe I should take out the shutter again and no. So what could be the error? And it cannot, it will go all the way, so maybe the dented bar sits correct. See? Or some other parts is out of alignment. So this one will, maybe it should stay all the way over here, so it's ready to. Yeah, maybe I was wrong. So the bar has to sit. I mean, the gear wheel here, the shiny, not the brass, but the other, has to sit all the way over here, closest to the winding. I mean, yeah. So let's put it on again. see what's happened. Oh, we could just hold the plate here and wind the... No. So there may be a trick. It sits there and then put on the arm. No. It will not go all the way over and unlock. And it cannot come all the way here. Okay. We'll try another thing by simply unhook the bar. And take a little more, one dent, and then move the bar here. No. Okay, it's not easy. So there, and maybe there. No. So I would guess there's something wrong with the we'll just take out the shutter again and investigate a little more on it. I mean, this shutter could also be worn out, but so out with that. And let's see what's going on here. Okay, there. You see, this arm here does not go in and lock in correct position. So there might be something that is not working proper, but let's see if I lock this and wind the shutter, cock the shutter. Ah, gosh. See, this pin does not go in and lock all the way, so maybe there is something here. No. It goes with the one curtain, but not the other one. So there could be something issue here That could be the problem. Yeah, I'll just take a closer look and come back to when I found out something about the shutter. So see you sooner. Okay, I found out that is not so good. I mean, part of it is actually, some part of it is actually okay, but there is a intermediate gear, plastic gear in here that are actually missing 2 teeth. So that's actually the error. I thought it was I know it's difficult to see, but in here, hold on, where is it? Down here, there is a plastic gear. Maybe it's better to see it from here. There is a plastic gear in here, and it actually missing on the other side over here. It's actually missing 2 teeth, so it will not work. So the shutter is actually worn out. Yeah, so that's actually that. Yeah, that's it. But I think we'll just continue with assemble it again. I know it doesn't work, and but so you can see the whole process in assemble there. I mean, put in the shutter again, and so I mean, it will not work, but you can see the process. So yeah, I will do it sooner. Okay, hello again, and we will just continue. I said it will be sooner, but I was very busy, so I will just continue with the sample process of this worn out camera with the shutter here. So let's just put it in again. Yeah, just the shutter in. And we'll just put it in here. So there, and in with the 2 screws. Where did they went? Here. Those are made of brass. So they are actually non-magnetic. So I put in my stopwatch instead of the other old-fashioned clock, because it should be a better idea. Give you a better idea how long it could take. And of course there are some just need to hold it correct. So, and we try again. Probably with a bigger screwdriver, it's sometimes better. And so we not screw it in yet, just I mean, don't tighten them yet, because we need to screw the last one in the bottom here with the spacers and the lock spacer. So now we can actually work a little. Oh, it was over here. The hole sits here, and you just put the tiny brass spacer here, and so and you can press a little on the plate that covers the shutter blade, not really much, but just enough to actually prevent the spacer from moving around. So there. So here we are. Almost. And we just need to put on the little lock spacer here. And after that, that could be a little challenge to put in the knot, but we will see. So maybe a dented tweezer could be fine to have a better grip. I would think so. Not really much space, but there's enough. Don't tighten it yet, because we have to see the small mark I set here. That should be straight with the surface here, and the two marks has to sit in line. One can actually use a piece of straight metal so we can see it's fine. Maybe there are some tools to do that. I don't know. And then from now on, the rest of the camera should be just kind of straightforward in a way. But so, and it sits fine. And next we can just pop in the rest of the things, just like the bar here, the dented bar, and it should sit as much as over here, and then put in the bar here over the pin here. And then the cover on for that. So it should be something like that. And then the cover plate here. And some screws. Oh, not easy, but since they are magnetic, so it's really good. Ah, come on, little fellow. Wow, okay. A little bigger screwdriver can sometimes be a good thing. It fits better. And now we are better in a safe, almost safe home. as we said, and so there, and last screw for that bottom. So yeah, sorry. Then I will put in the winding gear that we have here, and put all the parts here, so they will fit fine in here. And this one can just only sit in one position. This kind of I think it's a brake. It looks like a brake or something. It should sit like this down to the, I know it can be a little difficult to show, but there should be a notch, oh, kind of down here where this pin goes into. And we simply put it over here at the shaft. And there's nothing else missing. Nope. And everything looks perfect. Maybe you have to wiggle a little with the shaft here. Can be a little tricky to put in. Okay, we can just open the film back and hopefully put it in, or maybe it's down here in the bottom. Yeah, it was come out of place, so we try again. It should come on here. Will not. It will not work. It's it moves a little. Of course. Well, I need to have my marks aligned, so we will just open the spring here and move this back to place, so it should be something like that, and hopefully it's all the same here. Yeah, and now it sits great. And then get it something there. Yeah, so the pin sits like there. I mean, it could sit different in your camera, but since I have my marks, I'll just follow them. And hopefully it will work. Yeah, so it is. One have to wiggle a little with the parts so it comes in and sit where they should. And since I also set a mark here, it should align with a mark here. Just so we have everything's in correct order and place. Oh, come on. So there. And it sits correct. Fine. Now the next part, I have no idea what the name of those part is, so, but keep in mind where they sit. And this one also have a spring. And this part goes in. So the next plate, we can just put in the spring here where it should sit, because it can be a little tricky, those tiny hairspring. Yeah. And there it is. So, and then we continue with the rest of the parts. It goes here, and then the next part. Okay, little fellow. So this one sits like here, and the notch here is engaged with a pin here. So it sits like that, and then press it on. And this one sits like this, and it goes over here. And then we are almost done. The only thing we miss is the tiny lock pin. This one, oh sorry, this one here goes on here, and one needs to press down a little, or actually pull up the shutter shaft and then press it in. Just put it in, there's no resistance. And then we're here. Next thing is the this plate here. So we actually have a kind of a working thingy here, but we also need to put this in, this pin here, and the spring. So let's see how it will go. and it should sit like here, something like that. So you see the pin should face like this and go against this pin, and the spring will also sit here and should come on there, and the bottom of the pin here should go on here. The other end of the spring should come on and be sitting over here. I think it's better to show it with a tweezer. So we do so, and it should sit like this. And then we will just put it on the pin. Something like that. And it goes on here. And hopefully, oh, it's not easy to show on camera, but we'll hope it will work anyway. So I put it on pin here and let it stay there. Then I move the end of the spring on the other side here. So put it over there, put the part so it's like something. And then put it on as long as it can. I know it's difficult to see, but it should come all the way down here, as you can see here. And then the shutter button itself, this part, will come over here and press down. So it is. And now we need another part. This tiny piece of brass need to come on here. And it is like this. So hopefully, yeah, it goes on here. So we need to press this down so it comes over here, and then put in this part here. Let's see, it is correct. So we do so, and be ready with a screw here. Hope it's magnetic. It was. And then the tricky part comes to put in this little pin. Oh, I need to change battery. Sorry. Okay. I just changed my battery. Sorry for that. And then I found out, okay, how to keep this down so I can put in the little part here. Well, a simple rubber band would be a good thing. So there, and it can sit there. So it's a nice idea. So, and I can use my blower here to just angle the camera in a way. Oh, just start the timer. So, and then I can put in the tiny part here. Of course I should have done it before, but well, oh gosh. What's happened here? Not good. But this little part should sit there, as in the repair manual. Come on. Yeah, I can see I should have put in the screws before the shutter comes in. But let's see if it's possible to well, it is actually possible. So, and then take off the rubber band and let it come free, so it can come all the way up here. Okay, yeah. So here we are, and it is actually possible to screw it in, because the angle can change a little. So here we are. Don't move, little fellow. So let's see, try it again. Sometimes it can take a little trial error to get things into place. So sorry. And now it sits where it should. Since I put in a mark here, I know actually where the part should sit. As you can see here. So that's great. So remember that marks, setting some small marks where things should sit, it's really important, because they do not tell about it in the repair manual. Not this one I have. Maybe there is an extended repair manual for this camera, I don't know. But here we can see it's actually works like it should. So everything seems to be fine, except for, yeah, and it moves over here when I press the shutter button. So now we can continue with the counter, and here's also the switch for the on-off switch for the light meter. And then we can put this on. There's nothing special about that, no. And the wires should also come this way out, so there shouldn't be any problem with that. So when this plate comes on here, one can press the shutter button down and put the plate on here. Take care of the two wires and also the switch here, which we probably can press a little down and hopefully set it here. Sorry, of course. Hold on a second. There's something wrong. That should sit incorrect. Maybe this plate has to come on first. Yeah, it seems like should have been on. Okay, that was unexpected. Let's see how the counter actually works. Especially if it's not working. So it counts by... Oh, sorry. This pin here, this pin here is actually the one that when you close the film door, it will go in and actually make the counter ready so it can actually count. So if we do so, like this, and maybe we can get it to count something. Yeah. Not really. Maybe there are some other parts that need to engage. I don't know yet. But I can see there is a point here that I actually should have put this part in after I put this plate on. Damn. But it's not a big problem. I think we'll just loosen one plate here, take it out, and so, well, one lesson learned. So, and hopefully this one can be flipped up here and turn the shutter button itself the other direction, and then put in the counter. Okay, yeah, I can see the point. The film door has to be open, because down here you can see the gap here and the pin here, and since I tried to put this down, it cannot be possible, because if I close the film door, you can see this comes in here and prevent this pin from coming all the way down to the correct position. So now the film door is open, and then it should be possible to put. I can see the point. The shutter button has to sit on first, like here, and then the counter with the film door open. Yeah, many things to take care of. So it sits great. Sorry for that. But sometimes it's not, I mean, when you have take it apart and try to figure out how to put it back in, it can take some try and errors before you can see the, okay, it was so. And the repair manual is not so much help in this case. So there. So safe home. And you see, now I can actually close the film door, and the parts in here, you probably can see here, the counter here will actually move when I close the door. So that's fine. Good luck with that. No, it's not that difficult. One has just to keep in mind that where things should sit, and it's not always easy. That's why it is good to have a kind of a backup, pictures, videos or so. So here we are. Wow, that's fine. And then it should also be easy to put in the little screw for the shutter arm. Oh, we need to lift it up a little so we have a better working position. And then we try again. Okay, little fellow. So yeah, I can see the point with putting in this shutter after this but who knows? Well, I didn't know that at the beginning. So I have to align my little pin here. You see, you have better working space if the shutter was out, and it is possible to take the shutter out. And even if the counter is on, yeah, it is. There's only the 3 screws here, there, and down here. So it is possible to take it out without any problem. Just need to align this part here. So, and then move it, and then tighten the screws. Okay, so now we are actually much closer to actually put in the mirror house and the light meter. And I just found out that it is possible to take out the mirror housing without disconnecting, I mean unscrew this light meter, and it's much easier actually than I expected, because there is a locking mechanism that engages with this pin here that actually goes down to this part here. So if pressing up this, or I mean pressing down this, one could use the shutter button to do, and then unlock the pin here. So it will be much easier by pressing down the shutter button, and then you can see it will unlock down here. And then it's also much easier to just pull out. So I will just put in the light meter again, as it should. Take care of the tiny needle here. Oh, come on. So you can see there's 2 pins, needles, that will move at the same time. So just need to actually put in one screw, which sits over here. So, and then careful, put in the needle, I mean the light meter, into the notch here, to the hole here, so you can see the needle in the meter in the viewfinder. And maybe not a good idea to put in this screw here. Because the light meter has to be aligned first. So it sits there. And then we can put in the screw. So there, and 2mm screwdriver. So safe home, and the next one. And here it is. One could use some thread lock, or just lock the screw head with some nail polish or Loctite or whatever, something you can unscrew again. So now we have the light meter on, and take care of the wires here, don't break them. And let's take a look here at the mirror housing. This is the mirror up function. So let's see how it will work. If we take a closer look, I press down here, and then we can see the mirror up function. It's very simple. There's only one lever here that is connected to the mirror that goes up here. Other parts, yeah, there's also the exposure wheel here, that we could see the wire that goes all the way around here. So when moving the exposure wheel, something will happen on the back, and you can see the lines. I mean, there's the wheels here with a thin line, actually move the exposure setting. I mean, when you see in the viewfinder the exposure, so it will actually move this. When I move the exposure wheel, you look at this here, there, and when I move it, it will also move, and then you can see it in the viewfinder what settings you what exposure you set the camera on. And also the gear wheel over here will move. And that's why I set some marks when I took out the mirror house, because those two marks here, there and there, I know exactly where the 1000th second is, because it sets there and there. And on the other side, when I put in the mirror house into the body, I set a mark here on this gear wheel, and also set a mark here. So the two marks has to sit in line. So this exposure wheel in the camera has to sit correct. But the two marks will help me a lot to set it correct. So when winding the camera, it's not really possible to do now, but you can see if I actually move the winder shaft underneath here, it will also move the part in here, and especially this pin here, this end of the pin will push on the side of this pin here. Actually, not this. It will push on this pin here. Remember, when putting in the mirror house, this gap here is actually part of the mirror up function. When you push the shutter button, the mirror will flip up, and there is a tiny pin in here. This one will also be pushed up, as I see it, and activate it's part of the activation of the shutter with the shutter arm. So maybe it comes out of alignment, but it will be pushed up by this. Yeah, it will be released by this. So maybe I'm wrong, but it's just as I see it. And the self-timer lever here goes down into, you can see it on the back here, this pin in here. So it will stick down here. But let's put in the mirror house and see how it will go. And so take care of the wires, but we'll just try to put it in, and this pin has to sit over there, but you have a better control because the self-timer lever is sitting on, so you can actually better control how it will come in. So and it will sit like that. But we also need to see it on the front side how the gear wheel will be connected, and it should be really fine. You can see it's actually connected with the correct mark, so that's why it is so important. But how about taking out the mirror housing again if it doesn't sit correct? For example, if the self-timer lever is sitting wrong, well, I figured out, because now it seems to be locked into position. Even if you try to push it up or down, it is easier when you press this part in here. Simply press in here and unlock the mirror housing from some parts in here. So by doing so, then it should be easier to take out. So then we'll just put it in again. And remember how the self-timer lever is sitting. Also the wires. You can see there are some problems here, because we need to control the self-timer lever so it sits there, and then it should be possible to put in. But see, something happened. The exposure wheel just moved a little, but we can lift it out just a tiny amount, and let's see what's happened. If I can move it a little and then press the shutter wheel, exposure wheel into place, then the self-timer lever is okay, and I can actually press down the shutter button. So everything should be fine. One have to check the wires here on the back so they will not get damaged. It's not correct. Yeah, it is. And it seems like this is correct. You can actually move them. I also set a mark here, so I know where the light meter should sit. But now I can actually put in the 5 screws that hold the so actually we are close to where it was in the beginning, and I just need some plastic tube here for the drawing I made in the beginning here, and this one also. The blue wire sits here on one side of the resistance, and on the other side there is a green and a black that has to be connected to the other side of the resistance. So it will be this wire here, and it should be the long wire here. So, and it's fine, and then we can just connect the 2 wires and for that I will, gosh, hold on. Yeah, just need my solder iron and some solder, so to make it done. And then the black wire here, the green wire goes there, but maybe it's easier to actually take the plastic and put it on the wire, and then let's see if it's possible to do. It's a bit long, this plastic, but of course it has to protect from any short circuit or but it was just an idea to make it easier to hold the wires in place. So there. Because then I would think it's just easier, an easy way to have the wire in correct position and then just have one wire to take care of. So and then if the green lamp will come on, the solder is actually ready to go. Yeah, it's fine. It's not easy. Come on. The solder tip is not that good. So here we are. And things are fine. Yeah, that's okay. And then put the plastic cover on here. And see, that's fine. Okay, here we go. Then the two red wires will be connected. That should also be quite easy in a way. It took longer than, okay, 1 hour, yeah, we're fine. Okay, when we do it again, so it's a bit slowly, this small battery charged little park site actually, but it's, yeah, it can be used for small things. And here we are. Then put it correct in. where it should sit, and the wires. But it doesn't really matter because I will put in the rewinder screw here and use a little Loctite, just a tiny amount. Just add a little here. Oh, way too much. But and you can see it has to sit over here. Actually, so this part is facing into the camera. So just add a little on the thread only. Doesn't have to be much. And then screw it in and lock it with a tool. One can use a wire cutter and simply do so. So it's fine. Maybe someone would do it in a different way. It could be. But for now. So they're CDS sensors, which there are 2 of them. Take care of them. And in they go here. Oh, come on, autofocus. What's happened? So, there. In with those. And we just need to actually have some wires underneath, especially the black one here. And there's also something here that reminds me of something. Well, hold on a second. So let's put in the CDS here, and the wires for the 2 shutter. I mean, not shutter. Blah. For the flash socket need to go under here, and then I can put in the CDS. So there and there. So, and there is a little tiny screw. Just need to have the wires in correct position. So just need to have the tiny screw in here. It's not really good because it sits in plastic. I mean, the screw is not plastic, but it sits in plastic, the frame with the viewfinder. So it doesn't sit very hard. And for that I just need to solder the 2 wires, which I have here, the black and the yellow. And it should be very easy to do. Without any problems. Yeah. If we can put it over here somewhere, maybe it needs the wires need some new solder. Sometimes the solder gets old and doesn't have the same quality of soldering. And the black is set at the very top. Hopefully we can make it. Yeah, it's good with some new solder, and the yellow will just sit here, and we can probably stick it under here. So just need some new. Hey, that's good. And the other wire. Oh. Oh, come on. So, it will not go there. So it's fine, not the very best, but so it is. And then we are actually missing a few things. The blue wire and the brown wire for the flash and the PC socket. Just put in those wires here. But you can see it's really a shame it doesn't work, but so it is. Just because of one tiny nylon gear. It's really a shame. But so it is now and then. And then we just need to put the top cover on, and the two wires here just need some new solder. And more soldering. And you can see here in the beginning I set a mark here so I know where it should sit. The repair manual did not tell anything about that, so I set a blue mark here where the one wire should sit, and the other is of course the brown one. So that's why it's good to take notes and set small marks, so you have an idea of, is it actually correct what you're doing. And we can just add a new solder here, just a tiny amount. So that was it, and on with the top cover. So there, just need to put this on. And there is nothing missing. Oh yeah, there was something, as I remember. There was a tiny pin that was... No, it sits there. No, there should be a tiny pin. That is the connection from the button here. No, there isn't any. Sorry. I was just remember wrong. So on with the housing and take good care of the wires here, so you don't make some short circuit. And here we are. One screw on the side. And we are almost home. So there. And the next thing is the not the nut, but the retaining ring here. And we will just use a tool, which is my homemade 9mm with two small pins, so it will be easier to actually screw it on without damage anything. So that's it. And then the rewinder screw here. And remember the how the little spacer here should sit. It's flat on one surface and a bit different on the other side, and the flat surface should sit upwards. It will say like this. And then put on the rewinder itself. It can be a little tricky. So let's see how it should sit. It should sit like this. So when putting on the rewinder itself, it should sit like this. And the, see, this part here, this end should sit where the I mean, when it hangs here. So when putting it on, it should sit like that. And then we can just put on this, the rewinder. It can be a little tricky to put on, but we can just do it here. And then we figure it out when one screwed in. And then it's just easier to, oh gosh, no, sit there. Okay, try again. So, here we are. And it's better to have it upside down, because then the little spring will actually follow when you turn it. I mean, it should be. So, here we are. And then you can see, hopefully it sits correct. I will sit towards this side. So we'll just put a end of a tweezer in here and gently tighten it. That's it. Close the back door and actually put on the rewinder thingy here, which I can see make a little error. This one has to sit in first. Okay, gosh. Okay, sometimes things happen. I think there was something that was wrong, but I couldn't actually just figure it out, so I have my eyes on other things. So, but it's not that hard to do. So, just lift it up and put in this part here. And take care of the little switch here. So, and it sits correct. Yeah. On with the top cover again. Okay. Nothing wrong, just put it on. And here we are. On with the retaining ring here. And the special tool. Which I can see is not so good. I make a new one. So, now the little screw on the side. That's it. And now you can see everything is okay. Not really, but I mean, except for the camera that does not work. So the winder arm lever goes on here, and the wave spacer and the retaining nut. And then we will need a lens spinner, which is quite easy to screw it in. So, and then the top nut screw. So, on with that, and the rubber tool here to actually tighten it, the screw. So it is. Some glue to actually put on the small parts here to let them sit in. So there, and I will just unscrew the the self-timer lever so I can add the leather on again, which will be something like that. Doesn't have to be much glue, but just enough to let it sit okay. This is a Dana Leam, some Danish universal glue, which is quite good for actually glue the leather on again. And it's really fast drying glue, so there shouldn't be any problem with that. I have tried the contacts glue, but I don't think it doesn't work as good as this one. So, and then the other side. And the next thing is that we will just put the nameplate, and remember the two small tubes here. They have to sit there. Now in with the self-timer lever that sticks on here. And one can use the rubber tool to just screw it in. So we can just put on the top cover. And remember the little pin here for the rewinder. It goes on here. So we'll just put it on. Open the film door and add the special spacer here, so sit like this, and add the spring or whatever name it has. One can actually also set it like this and simply turn the axle here. So no, it's not correct. Oh, just try again. Yeah, so it's correct, and we can just tighten it. So then, so it is. Well, that was actually a shame. We can just add the accessory shoe and the eyepiece. And so it is. Shame on. But so it is now and then. We can actually wind the shutter once, but it will not work because the intermediate nylon gear is simply broken. So that was all for me. Hope you can use the content and during the disassembly process and the maybe finding some other errors. But so it is. Bye bye.